like a mustache. From end to end, spread it like a rash. From talking through your Walkman or at your disco bash.
Welcome back to Grandma's Pillbox, episode 49. We're one away from 50, guys.
One away.
One away! Woo-hoo! Thanks everybody who's been watching. Thanks everybody who tuned in to our last episode. Let us know what you thought about the disc golf podcast.
And while you're down there in the comments, subscribe to the channel, check out the new merch that just released not too long ago. Black hoodie. Well, you can get in any color. I was debating getting the beige.
Black, beige, gray. I'm going to do a little bit of live audio. I'm a little loud. Black, beige, gray. Black, beige, and 2 tones of gray.
Yeah.
So, and those were all the colors that I thought it looked decent in, and kind of matches our branding a little bit. Purple was another thought, but
I don't think it would look good.
I don't think it would either. Yeah, I'm excited. I've got mine coming in the mail beginning of December. How Bonfire works is they do batches, so whenever the next person orders, I think it'll start up another batch, and it'll give people 7 days to order from that. So say you order today, it'll print a week after you order it, and then it'll probably take another week to deliver it to you.
Okay.
So if you do it soon, you'll probably get it right around Christmas time.
So if any of you are looking for Christmas gifts, this is a perfect one to get. GPB hoodie. Yeah, everyone that gets it will love it, and their brains will get 2 times bigger.
Yes, they will. Their brains, their muscles, everything.
Some upcoming episodes to look forward to. We discussed it a little bit on the last one, but episode 50 will be an interview with a special friend of Liam's.
Yeah. Friend of the program, Matthew Miller.
TikToker.
Yep.
I'm in the process of hitting up our boy Czech, seeing if we can get him back on. Might be a Zoom cast, we'll see. Just in terms of convenience, and yeah, maybe a finance episode if we actually prep for the
Eventually I do want to get Michael Clark, Mike and Momo DG on Instagram. I'd love to get him on the podcast. And yeah, I mean, as we keep recording, there's going to be people that we can get on and stuff, and it's going to be great. But yeah, for today's episode,
we're gonna keep it short and sweet, not too long. Just get 49 out there.
Yeah.
Make sure we're reaching out to the audience.
Exactly.
With our content.
Yeah, keeping that content going. It's before we get into that first thing. It's crazy how what daily posting, how you see the growth, and then when you don't post, everything's just stagnant. Especially at our level right now, there's not much residual growth going on. I saw that we were at 141 subs now, which I think is a little up from last time I looked, but really it's when you're got those consistent uploads is when you see those big spikes. So it's kind of motivating to keep working.
I mean, our boy Full Court Press, we already said it again. He got 300 something subs. Live update, something happened.
Just bought a GPB SUV hoodie.
Oh shit! Let's go. Producer just bought one live. That's crazy.
Yeah, Full Court Press with his daily uploads. He's gone from 240 to 300 something subs.
Fast.
So yeah, the power of the grind.
Power works. Of the grind. It really does, dude. It really does.
Just gotta find that niche, stick to it, grow.
Yeah, for sure. So, this weekend,
you saw some WWE action.
Oh my god!
At the Allstate Arena.
At the Allstate Arena in Rosemont, I went to Friday Night SmackDown, and I also went to Survivor Series on Saturday. One of the longest running pay-per-view events in WWE history. It's right up there with WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble. This has been going on since the 80s, yo. And it was just such a spectacle. It gave me vibes of a Ringling Brothers traveling circus mixed with Rocky Horror Picture Show. And I'll explain why.
Sure.
And I'll explain why. The like, just the perfection that they have, like, with their branding and their marketing. They have it so dialed in. Their lights, their music, their sound, the way that they have their Titantrons for, like, the different guys walking in is just so dialed in. It looks awesome. And when you combine that with how passionate, like, the WWE universe is, how they know all these different chants, and they know when to boo, when to cheer, and stuff like that. That's the crowd interaction is what gave me the vibes of Rocky Horror. And then just the amount, like, the crazy spectacle.
Well, I think it's still different. I think that's just like a whole universe. Like when you go to a Marvel showing, and it's like, let's say like Spider-Man or Infinity Wars.
Yeah.
Like every person in that theater is gonna. Well, they don't know what to do, but like they're so entranced into the shit. They'll cheer, they'll whatever, clap. But with WWE is like you have all these rivalries going on. You know the story about each person going out there in the arena.
Yeah.
Like when Goldberg goes out there, you suck.
Kurt Angle.
Oh.
Goldberg is one of the greatest, one of the most badass entertainers in WWE history with his entrance. I'll show you that later, but it was just awesome, especially with how good the wrestlers were at when the crowd was getting a little quiet and maybe they were losing interest in the match. The face wrestlers, the good guys, would look to the crowd and start trying to hype up the crowd, or they'd do a certain move to try and energize the crowd. Like, those guys are just like so in tune with the audience.
Did you get to see Logan Paul?
No.
What?
I didn't. He wasn't there. So the pay-per-views have a mix of the Raw roster and the SmackDown roster, and usually depending on whatever storyline's going on, those guys will be at that upcoming pay-per-view. So for this pay-per-view, it was Survivor Series, like I was saying, and they were competing in a match called War Games. And the essence of War Games, it is 2 rings side by side with a Hell in the Cell cage that's like double wide to fit go around it. 2 guys start. It's teams of 5. 2 guys start, and every 3 minutes, someone from one team enters in. So it starts off on a 1-on-1, and then it's a 2-on-1, then it's a 2-on-2, then it's a 3-on-2, then it's a 3-on-3. And you keep going until all 5 people are in the ring. And it's just carnage this whole time. It's like half an hour of the guys just beating each other up. And then when that last guy enters the ring, the bell rings, and whoever scores the first pinfall is the winning team. It's just carnage, it's mayhem. Guys are jumping off the top with trash cans. Guys are throwing each other through tables. It was awesome. It was so cool. And like seeing those guys in person, they are so big. And just them running full speed and hitting each other is so brutal in person. It's, oh my gosh, like the ring is actually pretty bouncy, and they have speakers up next to the ring, so anytime something happens on the ring, it plays really loud. But when guys are like trucking each other, like shoulder trucking or like clothesline, you can't really fake that. And they're just like 250-pound guys running full speed at each other, and they're kind of taking the blow, but they're also kind of just nailing each other.
But this goes back to your statement. It besides the Rocky Horror aspect, it felt like a traveling circus.
Yeah.
Like this is a traveling circus taken to the extreme.
To the extreme.
Like they know how to perform. Yeah, there's obviously some parts to it where you can't fake. I think there's been some famous like injuries, right?
For sure, always is.
Who got like a bad concussion or like something to the head trauma, and then they just continued.
There's a few guys that like will go through bad injuries and just keep fighting on.
But you know, I've never confirmed if this actually happened or I just made it up. But when I was with my friends paying attention to WWE, The Undertaker, I thought died.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he like died,
yeah.
And then we were watching a match and I see him come out of the coffin. I was like, holy shit! And just cue the music like dong. I was fucking pogging out for that.
How old were you?
I think this was middle school.
Middle
so maybe
school,
like
dude.
12, 13 years old.
Man, there's so 50 years of like that style of entertainment. They are just black belts at it. They're like 5th degree black belts. They are the greatest of all time.
I would play the video games.
Mm-hmm.
They're just called WWE, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've forgotten what, some PlayStation or whatever, but my friends and I would get together like every weekend to like just have like a gaming session of WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this one game mode that was just freaking ridiculous. I forgot what it was called, where you have like just 10 or you just have, like, you have a whole load of people in the like the ring right away.
And then you've got to throw them over the top rope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a battle royale.
Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Battle Royale has come a long way
It has, dude.
since then. But,
Yep.
that was like the most ludicrous like game mode to play, and it was always so fun.
So fun.
Because I would pick like Triple H or just like someone's like stupid.
Yeah.
And
Massive returns also happened last night. Like, Hayden and I probably will never have to go to a live WWE show again because it was the greatest show of all time.
mm-hmm.
We there was like rumors that there wasn't rumors. It was said that Randy Orton was going to return after like 4 or 5 months of being injured. It gets to the point where the last guy from the War Games is supposed to come in, and Randy's nowhere to be found. And then the music hits, and it's not Randy. It's one of the team members of the opposing team. And she's running in, she's like laughing and like trying to basically joke that Randy's not there. And she's about to get to the ring, she's about to do something, and then Orton's music hits. And the entire crowd just erupted. It was the loudest thing I've ever been. I almost lost my voice. And Randy comes in, and he just lays out people, and he hits an RKO, and everybody's nobody's crying, but like everybody was on the verge of tears, so happy.
Everyone's breaking down.
And then they do this crazy spot. A spot is like a truly choreographed part of the match where like something crazy is gonna happen. They do this crazy spot where this guy is 25 feet up on top of the cage. He gets thrown off, and Randy Orton catches him midair with an RKO. Bro.
That's
Bro.
crazy. That's crazy.
I will have to show you this video. He catches him midair with an RKO, and just the crowd goes wild. That was like the finishing sequence. So then they pin him, fight's over. I think there was like a few more finishers that were done by other guys, but fight's over. The crowd's cheering, the crowd's clapping. Everybody on like the winning team, all like the face guys, the good guys, which was good to see. They all were like hands up with each other and like clapping each other. And then CM Punk.
Oh wow.
Music hits. CM Punk's music hits. And he, oh my god, dude. The levels, the roof was literally blown off the place.
Literally.
Hayden and I were jumping up and down, like arms around each other, screaming. It was amazing.
Sounds like a great time.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then CM Punk kind of just like walked out. The crowd gave him his love. He wasn't wearing any ring gear, so then he kind of just like said hi to the crowd and then walked out. I don't know what they're gonna do with him. He's almost like 50 now. So I hope he doesn't wrestle because he's not really in shape to wrestle. I hope he does like a manager role or something like that. Or maybe like he does like one more feud where he wrestles. Just the last ride for CM Punk. But dude, like, I'll show you videos of it. The crowd went crazy. And Chicago's notorious for having a great crowd. So it was an awesome show to go to. But yeah, if you ever could, they're doing like another Raw in March in Chicago. Like the Monday night show, the Friday night show, they were just nothing compared to this pay-per-view. It was awesome. I really got nothing more to say. Like, I'm kind of still like living off that high from yesterday. Literally, like, I was just going back today and just rewatching the pop from the crowd, just injected straight into my veins. That feeling, just injected straight in.
The crowd energy that you get being in a stadium with how many people? This is Allstate?
Allstate? Good question. I imagine like 26,000.
Yeah, 26,000, that's huge.
Sorry, looking it up real quick. Allstate Arena seating, 18,500. Every single seat was packed. Every single one.
This past weekend, Celia and I saw Napoleon.
You guys saw it.
Yeah.
How was it?
Not as good as
No.
as we hyped it up to be.
No.
I fell asleep at the end.
No, you didn't.
I was pretty sleepy, but like I was like, okay, I'm gonna do my best to stay up and watch it. But literally, like, it was not focusing so much on the war aspect of him, but more of like his simpy aspect.
His simping for Josephine.
Yeah, because the whole movie just focused on his love for Josephine, and it had some pretty badass like war scenes, but like from the trailer you would get the sense that it was about war, but they sped through his whole like timeline really quickly, and it was like 2.5 hours. Honestly, I think it needs to be 4 hours to like be a good movie. Because it felt really short, and from the research that we've done, I thought they missed out on a whole bunch of opportunities, or he might have edited it out to keep the time short.
Yeah.
But I just wasn't that like interested. It was just boring.
Oh man, that's.
It looked great and everything, but like
the visuals were great, but the story was just not.
Like,
did it help that we had done that research before? That
I mean. It kind of helped because like I just knew like where stuff was gonna go. I'm like, oh, okay, he's part of the consulate. He's gonna become emperor soon, and then it was like a suggestion by one of his advisors to be emperor. But then I was thinking like, wasn't he getting like assassination attempts, and then he thought of the idea to be emperor? So I'm like, oh, was I misinformed, or did they just like play around with that idea, or? They didn't mention how Josephine like faked having his baby. Yeah. Like they didn't play around with that concept.
They talk about the cuck that was like Josephine's man.
Yeah. They did. Yeah, it was all he opened the newspaper and it was like a cartoon drawing of her and another man. It was a funny drawing. And then there's like a scene, I don't know, it was like normal, and then a split second it cuts to him giving Josephine back shots.
Oh shit!
like a dog humping the chair. It was pretty like when you look at the reviews for the movie, people call it a comedy, and I saw it as like a rom-com drama. And I think if it was, I don't like the comedic aspect of it. I would have liked a romantic drama instead. If it was like drawn out to a longer like time, because then they could play, because some scenes felt really rushed, and then he just like went on the first war with Russia and the Austrian army, you know, where he like shot the cannonballs into the ice. Like they dragged that out for so long, and then like all the other wars were like his Egyptian campaign was like 5 minutes maybe. Like, man, I don't know. It just, like I said, I was disappointed and I fell asleep at that. Like I was like staying up. I closed my eyes because I was like, I don't need to watch to pay attention. Like I can listen to it, and then just the next second the credits are rolling. I'm like, why did I miss the ending? It was all right though.
So would you recommend that I go see it?
No. I mean, you could go see it for fun, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay, I am gonna go see it because I don't know. I enjoyed doing that Napoleon research, and it got me hyped up for it. So
I think you'll get some satisfaction out of it just seeing it, but in the end, you'll be like, I think that could have been better.
is the 4-hour cut available anywhere?
Probably won't be soon. We'll see. I mean, everyone's like, "Oh, release the director's cut," but it's not like, I don't know if it's confirmed. I got the AMC subscription too, so that gives you 3 free movies every week. So since there's
Part
a
of
lot,
the fun budget.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, for $22,
A month?
and if you're
Okay.
you're going to the movies, semi like,
With how much
Semi-
you and Celia go, I mean, that sounds like a no-brainer.
well, just after 3 movies, you get way more of your money, like
Yeah.
bang for buck,
Yeah.
because like usually they're $13,
Mm-hmm.
or if it's a IMAX or whatever screening, it's $19 per ticket. And with $22, I see, for example, 3 IMAX movies. For $22, I see a total worth of like $36 or $40 of movies.
Love it.
I like movies too, so I feel like it's worth it to
Yeah.
go and see them.
Mm-hmm. Sounds well worth it for you guys.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Yeah, fun budget.
Yeah, of course. How's that?
I'm literally not buying anything else, so I'm just
Yeah.
like, fuck it. Whatever.
How's that been with kind of like deciding on hobbies and just like where to spend your fun budget and
We can transition to like Black Friday, Cyber Monday stuff.
Yeah.
I got an electric toothbrush. It was on sale.
Heck yeah.
So
which brand was it? Quick.
Oral-B.
Oral-B.
It was. I don't know. I've never had an electric toothbrush. I was just like, fuck it, just get it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got these thermals because it's gonna be a cold week coming up, so I need to be warm for work.
Yeah.
And
Smart.
got a electric tea kettle,
Ooh.
so we don't have to like. We've been microwaving the water,
Mm-hmm.
but you can like just have the tea kettle, and it comes with I don't know what it's called, but you put the tea bags or the tea leaves in the middle, and it like soaks.
Wow.
Steeper.
Steeper. Okay.
We have live.
We have a live producer here
Live
today
intern.
who's helping us. Thank you.
Intern Chris.
So how was that feeling? Was there any sort of like emotional kind of like I don't want
No, I just put it on credit and then I pay it off later. But I still put it in the budget. And I'm like, I'm fine.
Okay, that's good.
Because in terms of subscriptions, I only get Spotify and AMC now. I don't do anything else.
Mm-mm.
I've had to fix my car up. That's been pretty annoying. Changed out the trans fluid, and then it wouldn't shift at all for a little bit. I was like mad. Checked the levels. It was just low on fluid, so I filled it up this morning. Put some. I went to the store, also bought this additive. You add it to the transmission fluid, and it's supposed to help grip the transmission to the clutch. So now my car drives nice. I was a little worried that I'd need to get a new car or spend way too much money on buying a new transmission.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bought like $80 worth of groceries. That I was like fine with that. It just goes into the needs. And
Yes, dude, it's so freeing. I love to hear that. It's so freeing.
I've been researching crypto stuff. I need to talk with my boy, Full Court Press, formerly known as Crypto Hoops,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know. It seems like a lot of people don't like Coinbase because it's like a bank. So I'm wondering if I can figure out some other way to own crypto, because I want to try to put money into that.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I mean, if you're surprised or not surprised, that's all I got for Black Friday.
That's a little bit surprising to me. I expected not as much as that.
I mean, I literally scrolled through Amazon for like 10 minutes. I'm like, no, I don't want that. No, don't need that. Don't need
Yeah.
that. That'd be fine, but don't need that.
Yeah. So you didn't go in with a plan. You just scrolled until you saw something. You're like, oh wait, I could
Well,
actually...
I kind of thought like, oh, I've been thinking about thermals, and I'm like, okay, it's on sale. I'll get it.
Good idea.
And
yeah.
then the toothbrush, I just saw it on, like when I was scrolling, and I was like, okay. By the way, scrolling, do you know like Amazon has like a
short form type thing?
Kind of like
But
people make ads for Amazon products, ads, whatever, and it's like you can view it in short form.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, this is ridiculous. Man. Imagine
dude.
someone's like 6-year-old child scrolling through the Amazon shorts.
And then there's just a buy it now button right there.
There is.
Literally just dunk, 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 dunk.
Did you expect me to get nothing?
Yeah, I did.
I expected that too, but I mean, me and Celia wanted an electric tea kettle because we like tea. I have like a giant box of tea that we need to go through.
What flavor?
Fucking tons.
Tons?
Green tea, orange tea, grapefruit. Fucking. My mom got
Black tea?
No,
No
maybe
black
some black tea.
You don't know?
Just like 200 different types of tea. Not different, but like, in total
Yeah.
quantity. I've got like tea leaves from Lithuania, all sorts of different things. And then we have like thyme and some other plant in our garden, so you can take stuff out of there and use it as tea. It makes for some pretty
good stuff.
delicious tea.
That's awesome. The natural stuff. Do you have to dry it out before you can throw it in the water?
Nah.
Okay.
You can, but you just throw it in.
Real quick, I'll go over what I got for Black Friday, but for your transmission, if your car can't go to the next gear, are you capped out at like a certain speed you can go?
Well, it depends. I have an old car. Let's just say, in the initial, like when you put it in drive, you just take your foot off the brake, it goes by itself.
Yeah.
For me, it just wouldn't go. It would just like be stuck. So then I would go on the gas and the RPM would go up, but it's not catching. So it's just like sitting still.
Oh, so it wouldn't drive at all?
No, it drove a little bit, and I was like, this is fucked. So I turn around, and my street's kind of uphill. So like I'm trying to go, and I'm just rolling backwards.
Oh no. Was this before work?
No. This is all this weekend.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank God.
But now it's all figured out, so
Good.
I'll be able to go to work.
The Camry lives to see another day.
I was thinking about, because my friends were talking to me, they're like, you need a truck. You're working, you need a truck. I was like, that sounds cool. I just don't want to spend the money on that if I have a perfectly good car.
Yeah. Yeah, and when you become a truck guy, you become the person everybody calls when they're moving. Which, I don't know if you're okay with that or not, but
I don't care.
that's good. I've heard a lot of people say I don't want a truck for that specific reason, is to not help out friends when they need help, which is madness to me. Which is madness.
Yeah.
Myself for Black Friday, you got something? What do you got? Come over here. You don't want to be on camera? Why?
She's not allowed to be.
Well, this doesn't go too far. Here. Talking to the silver. Producer.
The quote from Bombafa, you don't need audio if you can feel what was said.
Oh, shit.
So
true. Disaster just struck, guys. Disaster. But we're stoic. We're stoic individuals, so we don't let that get to us, and we continue on with the pod. We will be using iPhone audio. And now that we don't need a mic, Kate, go on with your story.
Nope.
Okay. Black Friday for me.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, I got some vitamin B.
I should have got some vitamins. I didn't
Some
think about
vitamins. I got vitamins. I got the thing that we discussed earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also got a jujitsu gi.
Like a new one?
A new one.
Oh, I've seen you. Wouldn't get it used. Nice. Any reason, or like you just wanted like a newer one?
I needed new ones. Kate, they can hear you because the mic's right there.
Yeah, whispering doesn't help. You're closer, so the whispering.
They'll hear you
doesn't
for
help.
sure.
New gi. How much does that go for?
Usually the low level stuff is about like $100.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say you can go anywhere from like 80 to 100 is like the low line, but this one was half off, so $50. So it was a deal I felt like I had to take advantage of, and I think eventually I'll want to have like 3 or 4 to rotate through, because every time after you wear them you have to wash them, and you can't dry them, so you have to air dry them. So if I want to train twice in a day, or if I want to train even 24 hours separated, sometimes it's not fully dried from air drying. So having two I think is a must. Having 3 and even 4 will just be like, just because I'm addicted. It's like buying a bunch of disc golf discs. Having like 100 disc golf, you don't need that, but you just get addicted to the hobby. Yeah. It's a fun hobby.
This is funny and sad at the same time, but Celia's making a whole bunch of like holiday gift purchases at the same time as like buying herself some stuff.
Yeah.
And she's like, we're driving and she's like looking at something in the car and she's like, should I get this? I was like, you budgeted it out, you can just get it, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna influence your decision.
Yeah.
And she's like, I get purchasing anxiety in front of you because you don't spend any money and I've been buying all these gifts.
Oh.
And
that sounds familiar.
I'm like, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I told her my thoughts is like, you have this budgeted out, you're not like spending into debt, so fucking do what you want.
Exactly, and that's where that freeing feeling I keep mentioning is coming from.
Yeah, I just paralyzed by freedom. I'm not buying anything, but I have the freedom to do so.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's just like we went out today and just got some Panera afterwards, and I didn't think twice about it. So I'm glad I have that. But like, I don't know what to say. I just like I'd like to have that money there to do what I want.
For sure.
But our garage is a mess, and I want to turn it into like a woodworking kind of place. So I might throw some money at that. We're looking into like an Alaska trip, like 6-7 months down the line.
Ooh.
Tickets aren't too bad, so like save up for that.
Yeah. What are we talking for tickets? Round trip?
Depends where you go, but I think like $500 round trip.
Oh, what?
But if you're going to like some really remote or far places, it goes upwards to like $2K.
Oh.
But like the $500 is like an 8-hour flight, like trip, while the ones that are at $2K, like whole trip is like 34 hours. So I think that includes layover probably.
Yeah. Because you probably can't take big commercial jets.
No.
So you'd have to
not.
fly into like Juneau, say, and then take a smaller into a smaller, and then take an even smaller.
I think it's just 2 stops. So
Just 2?
you probably like stop at some, I don't know, Anchorage or some whatever bigger Alaskan city airport, and then you take like a smaller plane to the farther away place. The reason me and Celia want to go, for me mainly, is they got a national forest there called Tongass, and it's the farthest north rainforest in the world.
Whoa. I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, it's so wet over there, and so you can consider it a rainforest, kind of like the Amazon rainforest.
Yeah.
And it's got some insane nature over there, but with like climate warming up, I don't know how stable it's gonna stay. So I want to see it as early as I can.
Dude, it is beautiful.
Oh yeah,
look at that glacier.
It's amazing.
I feel like I've seen that clip, like that image, so much. Like that's so iconic.
It's a big strip of land between Alaska and Seattle, like that area.
Oh yeah.
That's where it is.
Interesting.
So I think you go into it on the Alaskan side from top down, and then you go into it, I think.
And would you guys travel the whole thing, like from north to south, and just make your way back to the U.S.? Well, no, if you're flying there.
I have no clue. I think I got to do more research, but
Mhm.
probably it's just like you fly there, get into a hotel, and then I don't know. I need to ask you later off the pod or whatever how you rented a car.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, former Enterprise rental car employee right here. Yep.
Maybe it's the connection.
Yep, that's me right here. So if you got any questions, you just hit me up.
Yeah, either rent a car to go down there, or I'm sure take an Uber or a bus to get to the place.
Yeah, it's no Europe with like the public transit, but dude, Alaska for all I know could be very similar to like Romania.
I think
I don't know
that's
what,
cap. But
yeah, I don't know
whatever.
what that means. I say that because I've been watching videos of guys train surf across Europe,
Mm-hmm.
and they put together like these hour-long collages of them doing like a week-long train surf, and it's like a pretty cinematically filmed. They film it to be pretty cinematic, and they're just like surfing through like Poland and Latvia and Lithuania, and recently in Africa they went through Morocco, and they're just like always taking public trans, and like you're familiar with the European public transportation.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wonder if that is also available up in Alaska.
It could be for all I know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know.
Yeah, fair enough.
Um,
But yeah, I mean this.
that's just like an idea. Like I'd rather save up for that than like spend $400 for myself on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's just the way I see it, because I don't need that much. Besides, like if I want to go all in on a hobby.
Yeah,
But
I will say this: someone that was at the Thanksgiving party today made had the opinion that it's not worth it to go on trips because bad things can happen and they can ruin the trip.
mm-hmm.
So the main reason that was said was when we went to Hawaii, Anna and Owen both had the flu while we were flying there.
yeah.
They healed up like halfway through the trip, and then my mom caught COVID at the beginning. So she was pretty much unable to do anything the whole trip. So that's when he said, that's why I don't go on trips, is because bad things can happen.
Well,
So my question to you is, do you think that dropping like $400 on Amazon, like you were just saying, would be better to spend your money on than a trip, because there's the possibility that bad things can happen and ruin the trip?
Okay, I don't know. What if I spend money on a toothbrush and it explodes while I use it? Like that's a bad thing, but you don't fucking think of it.
Sure.
I spend clarification from the intern. The quote is about long trips, so not like a trip to the grocery store. That's not worth it. I'm just gonna fucking Instacart it. I'm not gonna place any judgments, but I think that's just a mindset skill issue or something. Like-
Skill issue.
Like one of my buds, when I went to Lithuania, he stopped in Poland, and then like something with the airline messed up all his shit, and then he came in super late. But overall, the month-long time spent in Lithuania was amazing, versus that like one day of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Or another person lost all their luggage on the way to Lithuania, and then with insurance, I guess they were able to buy themselves new shit.
Nice.
I don't know, that's just like the few anecdotes I can think of right now. Or
At some point, it just becomes a part of the journey.
me and my bud went to Colorado. This was the second time. Didn't make any reservations for anywhere, so once we got there, we're like, alright, let's find a place. Found an RV park. We're like, we're not gonna stay at an RV park. Storm is coming, so we camp out in my car at like a graveyard, like memorial place, and that was great. Like, obviously it wasn't the best conditions, but thought of it on the spot. Cooked some ramen, watched Trailer Park Boys in my car while like a whole thunderstorm was above us.
Jeez.
I don't know. It's just like, of course, bad things are gonna happen, but
Yeah, right. For
I
sure.
mean, I guess your family members getting sick isn't the best thing to happen,
Yeah.
but that's like you're immediately like bending down to the will of not having control over everything, where as like you're not supposed to have control over everything. So that's my 2 cents on that.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Well, what do you think? Do you agree?
I agree with you for sure.
Oh, with me, not him.
No, yeah, not with, yeah, no. Because the way that, like, he said it, it just, I didn't really have anything to compare it against. So what you were just saying about, like, the trips and the traveling and those experiences, that all seemed very clear in my head. But I was just thinking, like, what's the opposite of that? And then you brought up spending $400 on Amazon. And that's exactly it. It's like just the opposite of going on trips and having these experiences is consumerism. And I feel like that is just not the way to go.
Well, I don't know. It's just like, all right, I can spend $3,500 on like a nice, like month-long trip in
Japan.
Yeah, Japan, and whatever, you experience all that shit. You've never been out of the country once. You get to see this culture, all these building, food, nature, Mount Fuji, everything. Or you spend $3,500 on the Apple Vision Pro. Like, that's up to you at that point. I don't know. Like,
yeah, it is. It is. It's, and I guess it's just different tastes for different folks.
Because, like, sure, the Vision Pros will be nice, but it's like a phone where you use it over the years, and I don't know. It's like it's either you don't use it a lot, as much as like you first started using it, or like you're addicted to it, so you use it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And like with the Vision Pros, it's like, I'm guessing it's like a phone where eventually it'll die out. That's just consumerism. It's not meant to live forever.
Right.
Experiences aren't meant to live forever, but that's the point of an experience. It comes and goes.
Mm-hmm. Interesting stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, neither do I. I mean,
I not placing any judgment. I just don't agree with that.
Of course, yeah. Neither
take.
do I. I had a feeling that would be your take also, so I wanted to hear a little bit about it.
Did no one like? Did no one like? How do I say it? Conflict when he said that. They're like, yeah, you're right.
Not really. I mean, because it had just come off of a story about all the bad things that happened during our trip, so it seemed like a thing that you could just almost not. I don't know exactly how to say it, but it just seemed like, okay, yeah, like that's very reasonable that you would say that based off of what we just heard.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how to say what I'm trying to say, but
I understand though.
yeah.
With the context of the conversation, it made sense to make that statement.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But okay, we've had some troubles this episode, and someone who also has had troubles in our life is Arthur.
Arthur Morgan
just finished Red Dead.
Yeah.
Talk to the people.
If you haven't played Red Dead 2, then if you're a gamer, go play it. It's an amazing game. I played the first Red Dead when I was like 13 on the PlayStation. I don't remember any of the story. I think I was just too young to really comprehend what was going on, which I hate. Everything I've experienced when I was young, I don't remember, and I hate that. Unless like I watch it 400 times, like Over the Hedge. Like that's engraved in my head, or like Flushed Away.
Flushed Away is so good. So good. Dude, that opening scene is legendary when they're in like the big white marble house.
Yep.
So
Dancing with myself. That song is just Flushed Away for me.
Dude, I mean, Tina Turner became a part of my life because of that movie. Kate says, I haven't seen that.
Intern has not seen Flushed Away. That's okay. It's not that great of a movie, but
No.
that's what we had on DVD. So
Yep.
I watched that tons of times.
Yes.
Red Dead 2, amazing experience. I think it's about 80 hours of story. And then I'm in the epilogue right now, and that's about 20 more hours. But
What a grind.
it's literally like video game entertainment that is taken to the max with this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's fun to play, and you're entrapped into the story. Because from what I've gotten in terms of the fan base is that in the beginning no one was hyped about Arthur. They didn't like know who he was. It was John Marston, the original guy that everyone wanted to play as, but then once you go through the whole story and R.I.P. Arthur Morgan, you just want him to keep living, so you can just keep playing as him, because he's such a great charismatic character in the game, because he goes through that epic arc where he's a bad man in the beginning, but then due to life circumstances he turns to good, and I guess depending on how you play, because in that game you can be low honor or high honor, so you can be like good guy, bad guy. In the straight from the beginning, because it affects your ending as well.
Ooh.
But I didn't know that. I just did good guy things throughout the whole story, and I don't know. It just made me love the character a lot more.
That's awesome.
I guess, spoiler alert, he gets. Oh, you don't want it? Are you gonna play the game?
I don't know. I'll say that I would like to, but I don't know if it would ever really be something that I commit to.
It's a commitment.
It's
Unless you're like a maniac that can play 1 hour a day and be fine with that.
I'm on that boat. I mean, I do that.
Okay. Because with me, with that game, I had to do like 3-hour sessions.
3 hours.
What had to is a harsh word to say.
Is there missions? Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like GTA.
Okay.
Where you have the main story mission, and then you can go off and do these side missions. Because they have random occurrences or random strangers. So, let's say you just finish the story and you're like, okay, I'm going to head into town and see what's up. And then these question marks show up, so you go and see, and there's these like random things, like an author wants you to take pictures of these gunslingers around the country and like get their stories, but you end up just shooting all of them because they hate you. But that's not that big of a spoiler, but it's just like that random storyline, or this one photographer, you just meet him in the woods, and then it's like, oh, can you help me take a picture of this guy? And then he gets attacked by animals, so you have to save him. Or you go to Saint Denis, which is like New Orleans. Like, it's like not a replica, but it's supposed to represent New Orleans. And the first time you go into there, you're like, holy shit, this is like a town. Like, I'm going into a tailor trying to get some new clothes, and some guy bumps into me and steals $300. So I'm like, what the hell? So I chase him through the streets. It's just so fun.
Dude, sounds awesome.
I'm in the middle of like watching these like video essays about Red Dead, just because like I want to keep experiencing it now that I'm done with the story.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because they go into so much detail. There's like different gangs or different like unsolved mysteries in this shit. Great game. Yeah, I won't spoil it for you, I guess.
Okay. I appreciate it.
But the thing is, it was hard for me to avoid it. Like, I already knew something happened, and then in the middle of the playing a game, like, you know, I'll scroll, and then I read a caption for a millisecond, and I just get spoiled.
Yeah.
So
yeah, once you start getting interested in something, and you start consuming that content, then you know you're just it's bound to happen where you're gonna get spoiled.
Especially when it's 5 years old.
Yeah. Yep.
It was a great game.
Awesome. Do you have anything next on the list to play?
No, I'm not that big of a gamer, so I'm pretty surprised and satisfied just with Red Dead.
Sweet.
I just don't like spending that much time playing a game.
Yeah. Definitely feels like there's better things to do. But There's also something.
I get this gamer guilt. Like
Yeah.
before, when I was younger, I never cared.
Uh-huh.
I never gave a shit. But now, like when I play a game, it's like, well, I just wasted this time. It was fun. It was
Mhm.
great fun. Red Dead, I'm glad I experienced it
Mhm.
because I don't usually ever play a game. The only next game I'm thinking that would be is the new Elder Scrolls
Ooh.
or maybe GTA 6.
Very nice.
But that's a maybe.
That's a maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Can we take a pause real quick?
Mm-hmm.
What are on the bathroom?
Okay. Are you playing Pokemon? Nice. See that I got Animal Crossing on sale?
Oh, you could have just asked me. I had an extra copy.
Well, then we came home and the Switch is my brother's, not mine. So when I loaded it up, I saw that Animal Crossing was already on there. So we she's been waiting this whole time to play. Meanwhile, it's been on the Switch this whole time. So we returned that, and now
Now she plays.
she's super excited to play it.
Oh, it's like that's the hard part of like Animal Crossing. So during COVID, I got it, and then my parents both got hooked. So I played Animal Crossing with both my parents, and then I got Liam to like play. He played it for like a week, and he's like, "This is stupid," and then just stopped playing. But like when my parents got home from work, I mean, it's just like something leisurely that you're not like thinking about it. So they got super into it. I was more so surprised that my dad was like willingly playing it, but he just like the fishing aspect of it. Because once she gets further along, besides like having like a little tent, you can like build a house and like all that stuff. Tim Nook is a crook though. I don't like him. Tom Nook.
Tom Nook.
Can't stand him.
All right, I'll tell Celia to look out for him.
Well, he's gonna keep stealing her money for every little thing. But it gets like so extensive, and it's like keep doing more things. You gotta build a museum. You gotta like a whole community. You gotta get like villagers, but tell her to be very picky about the villagers. There's like a whole like website to like go through the different villagers and like what they bring, because that's very important. But yeah, I like was a big like Animal Crossing like fiend during COVID.
Okay.
Celia started playing Animal Crossing.
Oh, nice. On the one on the Switch?
Yeah.
Which one's that called? New Horizons?
Yeah,
I
it's
think
Animal
so.
Crossing New Horizons.
I enjoyed that game also.
Liar, you played it for a week.
I enjoyed it. I didn't... The level that you and your mom and your dad were on for that game, I've not been on that level for many things. Like Rocket League, I've been that addicted, and Pokemon.
But for them, it was more so like it was like leisurely activity that they were like able to come home to after work.
Mhm.
I had to like fight my parents for the Switch.
Oh, I mean, you guys got
We
a
had, like,
second Switch because of that
Yeah,
reason,
we had a
right?
second Switch. Not even because of like that, but because they realized that you can't both play on two different Switches, so that was like a dumb thing on their part. But my dad got like a farming game, because my dad, he had sinus surgery during COVID time also, and so he couldn't really do anything. So he was sitting downstairs instead of watching like farming videos. He would sit there with the Switch and he would like just like do like this tractor game where he was just like baling hay and stuff.
Farming
And-
sim?
Yes.
No, I love that game.
The one who got him into that was Ryan. Ryan got a Switch just specifically for that reason.
That makes sense.
It's
Yeah, I
something,
mean,
like,
those-
leisurely. You have to worry about.
Those are... I feel like I've played games like that.
But it's one of those things where it's like you don't have to think about what you're doing. You're just
Farming sim, you kind of gotta think.
Mm-hmm.
a little bit.
You gotta know when to fertilize, when to harvest, what
My
equipment
dad
to
tried to
buy.
explain that game, and I was like, I don't
Nice.
understand.
That's sick.
One thing about Red Dead that I loved was the nature aspect of it.
Mm.
Because what you can do is like look at any animal and study it, and it just like it updates your journal. Be like 1 out of 400 animals discovered. So it's like, oh, cool. So I'm just like, I go into nature, and there's like the fishing aspect of it. You can catch these legendary fishes all across the map. Giant sockeye salmon, bass, large, smallmouth, pickerel,
Nice. I love
rock
pickerel.
bass, pike, muskie. Yeah, just insane. And like that nature part of it is so fun because like I knew I had to go to this lake to find a fish, so I went there, and my guy was hungry, so like I hunted like a deer, cooked him up, like campfire by the lake, and then I was like, all right, I'll sleep till the morning, and then I'll start fishing. It's like a foggy morning, so it's like pretty eerie and like cool. Just like, all right, I go fish. Nice, nothing. Or you gotta have these like different reels. It's not that hard. Like you just pick like lake, river, swamp lure. But this like one time, I was down in like the Texas part of the map, and I was hunting for largemouth bass. And holy shit! So I'm in this one area, going, probably for like 10 minutes. I'm like, where is this? And then you can kind of see like bubbles in the water to know where the fish is. And I see this lone bubble like farther away. I was like, oh, I haven't gone there. Let me go fish in that spot. I cast the reel, and then I just see a little blurb of it like pop out. It looks huge. I'm like, oh, that's it, baby. Come on, hook. I hooked it. I'm like, and holy shit! It's probably, oh,
I mean, largemouth, 14?
40 pounds.
40 pounds?
Well, it's legendary.
Yeah,
Legendary.
true.
He's fucking huge. Like, I'm like, how the hell did I pull that up? But
Texas is known, like, in real life for their massive largemouth bass, like, double-digit pounders get pulled out of there regularly. They have so much time to grow because it's warm all year.
yeah,
They're just constantly massive fish.
just like the randomness of nature's, it was just so fun. Like I went camping in the backcountry parts, and you know I set up camp, and then out of nowhere these like I don't know what they're not redneck, but like just like this primitive gang like members like come up behind me. He's like, you're in Murphy territory, okay? We could have shot you. And like so it's just like, next time stay out of our like territory. They walk away, I get up and I just shoot them both. And then Arthur's like, I'll do what I want.
Yeah. Sick. When you're playing, are you listening to anything or like watching anything?
No, I get immersed.
Immersed. That's awesome. Few games have gotten me that immersed.
Maybe like there was a time where like I was like traveling to a far place or whatever, so I'll turn on a YouTube video, but then something random happens, so I just pause the video and then I pay attention.
Yeah. Awesome. Did you play The Witcher 3?
I tried to play it and then I got bored.
Okay. Does it feel similar to that?
It's different.
So it's
Just imagine GTA,
it's
but
by
like,
Rockstar, right?
Yeah,
so
imagine GTA, but like country.
Dude.
And then
I don't have time for this. We're supposed to be growing the pillbox.
yeah, it'll eat away time.
Yeah.
And then there's like the horses aspect to it. I immediately like just looked up how to get like some of the best horses. And there's this one mission you can cheese where it's part of the cutscene, but then as soon as you end the cutscene, the rare horse like runs off to the distance. So you have to position your horse at the end of the cutscene so that you can jump on it and then chase after it to catch it.
Oh.
I spent like half an hour. Well, it took me like 10 tries to get it because it could disappear if you don't make it get to it in time.
Yeah.
But then bucking, which is like you have to tame it, like jump on it and it's gonna try to take you off. Well, it's a fast fucking horse, so it took me 30 minutes to finally be able to, like, because you got to jump from your horse onto it and then buck it.
Jeez.
I was just like spending the whole day, in-game day, like just running around the map, like chasing it.
Damn.
And then it almost got ran over by a train, and I was like, fuck. It was so scary.
Wild stuff.
Called him S'more.
S'more. Was he like white and brown?
Did I call him S'more? Yeah, blue and white with like dots.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I had a black and white horse. I called him Spot.
Uh-huh.
Ran over by train. So
No!
I got this other horse and called him S'more.
Running over. Damn.
It was sad.
Yeah, I
The
bet.
thing, it didn't get run over. There was a train, and there was a guy I was getting, and my horse was right next to the train. Took a step to the right, clipped, dead horse.
Oh,
I
damn.
was like, "Fuck! I have my horse reviver. It won't work. It's dead." No, but great fun game.
Great fun game. It's awesome.
I think it'd be a great game if you're like feeling sick, or like get down with the flu.
Yeah.
Like I can't do anything else.
Yeah, I broke my toe. Oh.
By a leech.
Yeah. The Beta Boys.
You broke your toe. And then what?
I broke my toe, and then I spent like 3 days playing Spider-Man. And I grinded to the end of Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And ended up beating that. And there's a possibility that I get Spider-Man 2 here soon
Mm-hmm.
on the PS5.
That'd
Which
be
would
fun.
be a lot of fun. Because that first game was fantastic.
For me, I'm looking for closure with Red Dead. I'm at like 84% completion, so I'm gonna try to get to 100%.
Nice.
That's not just finishing a story; it's like doing like side stuff, like rob a train, do this, do that, and once I get that, I'll get my closure, and then just stop like with the game.
Yeah, and then
People like do multiple playthroughs to it.
oh
If I didn't have a girlfriend and like nothing else to do, then maybe I would do that. but
yeah,
I'm not gonna spend all my time.
no, no. This the Sigma grind set just simply does not allow us to game like that.
Sigma grind set.
Dude, you got anything else?
No.
Neither do I. I think we can call it there.
Okay. Thanks for watching Grandma's Pillbox. Hope you enjoy the audio, the content, and check us out for a special episode coming up after this one.
Yep. Make sure to check out the merch. It's linked in our link tree. We love everybody who gets it. And bye-bye. Oh my